The Manila Times, 15th of September 2023, New Chinese-sponsored economic world order is the goal of the G77+China conference in Cuba. 80% of the world's population is represented by the G77+China, a group of developing and emerging nations that will meet in Cuba on Friday to advance a new economic world order despite mounting polarization fears. At the two-day meeting in Havana, about 30 heads of state and government from Africa, Asia, and Latin America will be present, including United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, who landed on the island on Thursday. With a statement highlighting the right to development in an increasingly exclusive, unfair, unjust, and plundering international order, the meeting should end on Saturday, host Cuba's Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez told reporters on Wednesday. A draft of the concluding remarks highlights the numerous challenges that developing countries face and contains a call for the establishment of a new economic world order, he said. Global South nations united under the banner of the bloc to articulate and promote their collective economic interests and enhance their joint negotiating capacity, as stated on the organization's website when they formed in 1964. Currently, it has 134 members. China is included on the website despite the Asian behemoth's claim that it is not a complete member. In January, Cuba assumed the rotational presidency. Alongside Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel, Guterres will give the opening remarks. Recently, he has attended several international conferences, including one where the BRICS group, which includes Russia, and the G20 club of big countries met in India. Guterres declared ahead of the Havana gathering that this multiplicity of summits reflects the growing multipolarity of our world. Furthermore, he warned that multipolarity could be a factor for escalating geostrategic tensions, with tragic consequences. Speaking on X, the platform once known as Twitter, Díaz-Canel stated that the attendees of the Cuban summit would reaffirm our commitment to multilateralism, cooperation and development. Our reliable confidant leaders from Brazil, Colombia, and Argentina, including Gustavo Petro and Alberto Fernandez, are anticipated to participate. Li Zai, a senior Communist Party official, will represent China. According to an analyst who spoke to AFP, world leaders' presence on Cuban land is a recognition for the Cuban government despite the nation's worst economic crisis in 30 years. Arturo López Levy, a visiting professor at the Autonomous University of Madrid and an authority on Cuban international relations, stated that despite the current challenges, Cuba has been acknowledged as a legitimate partner. The U.S. sanctions implemented in 1962 are still in place for the communist-ruled island. In recent months, Díaz-Canel has represented the G77+China in several national gatherings, including the June Global Finance Conference in Paris and the July EU meeting with states in Latin America and the Caribbean. The role of science, technology and innovation in development is the focus of the Havana summit. Speaking to the 2030 Agenda, a set of UN objectives to combat climate change, alleviate poverty and hunger, and other issues, Guterres declared, "I will focus on getting the 2030 Agenda back on track."